This is Max Solkowski coming to you from Here Technologies headquarters here in Huntsville, Alabama. We hope you're as excited about NAMM 2021 as we are because, well, it marks 20 years for us with this mark and doing what we've been doing all this time, which is providing you with personal monitoring systems and trying to make them as useful and as intuitive as possible. I'm sure everyone out there knows this guy. There's more of these, I think, in the world than people sometimes. They just show up everywhere. This was a neat idea. The engineers came up with it. We found a way to take ADAT over copper, and as a matter of fact, up to 500 feet of copper and make it work. So it's 8 channels. Basically, it had a 1-2 mix on this guy and a little limiter, balanced line outputs, 2 really stout headphone outputs. There's a million of them in the world. The hub that it came with, you could come in analog or ADAT, simple to the point. Everybody knows it. You know, it's a staple out there in studios, houses of worships. Basically, we had to bring it into the 21st century because this thing really was designed in about '98. So the Octo came about. The Octo is basically this same system. 8 channels. However, it is now 8 mono channels with up to 4 stereo. The same killer headphone amplifier, balanced outs. It is 100% forward-backward compatible with this guy. So if you've got this one sitting in the studio and you need another mixer, have no fear. The Octo's right there. It'll drop right in and it's just seamless. The only thing you might get a few comments that it does sound a bit better than this one, but hey, that's what it's all about. So the Octo is that basically even the hub is reverse compatible. It doesn't matter. You can swap them in and out with each other. Still, balanced analog inputs, DA88 cable, or ADAT. Okay. But as things go on, and as the times changed, we found out, of course, that we need more channels. And that's when we came up with the Pro system. And I believe it was about 2014 when this guy first showed up. And basically the Pro, as you see it, has 16 channel knobs and a master. So we stayed with the same thing, just a knob that you grab, a tactile feel. And it seemed the simplest way to do it. The neat thing about the V2 Pro is it acts exactly the same way as the Octo does. You can actually link 2 channels and the 2 knobs will track each other. So you got 16 monos or up to 8 stereos or any combination therein. All of these guys are a 1-to-1 mapping, which means the first stem coming into channel 1 on the hub goes to every mixer to channel 1, channel 2 does the same thing, so on and so on and so on. So it's extremely simple, extremely intuitive, but we added a bunch of stuff. So we figured that since we're starting with a new platform, we put panning in there. We added an aux in that actually you can have a microphone or just like say an iPod, whatever, and plug it into a stereo 1/8-inch line in. We also added 4 presets. We asked a whole bunch of folks, hey, how many presets do you really need? And the consensus came to about 4, maybe a little bit more, so 4 it was. The other thing we added, which was really kind of an afterthought, but it's one of the most popular, is we added a built-in intercom so the talent can talk back and forth. The neat thing about the Pro and the V2 is utter simplicity. Anybody can use this. If you're familiar with the old system or the Octo, you can use this guy. The other big deal we came up with this is you have your different flavors of input cards. You're no longer stuck with just analog and ADAT like in the older systems. You can go to Dante, AES, MADI now, Waves, as well as analog or ADAT. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. We can fit right into whatever you're doing, and we can also fit in with your sample rate. If you're not running at 48, say you're running at 96, no problem. The hub can do it. So the V2 Pro was around for a while, but it had to morph. Everything had to change because of the platform. And now we have the new V6 firmware. Now this is the same mixer, same guy, except via firmware, we have now added up to 128 channels. It's up to you. You don't have to have that many. If you only need 24, great. Each hub can handle up to 32 channels. You can stack 2 hubs, get 64. If you need more, just get another hub. And you can mix your inputs. You can use 2 inputs at the same time. So you've got half your stuff coming in analog, but a bunch of it's, or you got several stems that are coming in AES, no big deal. You can use them at the same time and you can do it. The other neat thing about this is the engine on it is really powerful. Each mixer can be set up individually, so you don't have that one-to-one mapping anymore that all these guys have. You can do whatever you want up to 128 channels in each mixer. The drum mixer that has to be set up differently than the lead vocalist or whatever. We just did that to make it as flexible as possible, so once again we fit into your situation. The neat thing that we've come out with now for our 20th year is that same engine with the digital overlay. So as you're going through all these channels and you need to know what you're doing, it's actually just right there. You can actually just see it from across the room or in a dark area. Just wonderful stuff. And the Pro, this guy will continue to advance with different features, different things. Make the suggestion. Maybe we can do it. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. But most of the time we can pull it off. So that's our flagship. But in doing what we do, we're also trying to branch out into other stuff. A lot of the broadcasters, things like that, podcasters wanted something different. So we have a new family. Rather than the Hearback family, we have a new family called Switchback. And this product is probably my favorite of anything we've done, because of the simple fact it is not just a monitor system, it's an interface. I mean, you've got 2 studio quality mic pre's in here with 48 volts phantom power. It is Dante enabled, so you've got Dante, 4 channels in, 4 channels out. So you can actually take your mic or your guitar or whatever's plugged into the 1/8-inch stereo and send it out via Dante. These things are wonderful for things like podcasts or even gamers, things like that. It's small, it can even clip to your belt. And we're really excited about this one. Again, if there's a feature you want or something, suggest it. We might be able to come up with it. We don't know, but it doesn't hurt to ask. And everything you see up here and everything we do is based on your input. We're going to be here live streaming. Ask us questions, razz us. We don't, come on. Get involved with it. I think it's going to be a great show. Hope you enjoy it, and we hope to see you then.